everyone, welcome to this week's Trimcraft Tuesday video, which was supposed to be last week's Trimcraft Tuesday video, but all of the computer problems happened last week. I also created and filmed this layout a good 2 weeks ago, so you'll have to bear with me on the voiceover if I forget anything that I did. But I'm creating this layout here with Dovecraft fairy tales, but I am starting with just a white background. I have pre-cut those 3 stars you can see at the top of your screen at the moment just on my silhouette. It's not a cut file, I just brought the stars in from Google Images or something and created the cut lines. And then here I'm using this star stencil. It is just a cheap one from AliExpress and stenciling on the Nouveau glitter or glimmer paste, I forget the name of, and it is in the colour, well, not really a colour, it's called Moonstone, and it's just a white glitter which has like a slightly iridescent effect to it as well. And then once those stars were dry, I'm just going to splatter on some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in, I have already forgotten, let me just scoot over to my inks. I think it's in the colour Salmon, I'm pretty sure it is. And then this I'm splattering on now is a sort of a homemade spray. It is the Acaldo ink in the colour Silver, and I mix it sort of a 50-50 ratio with water because their metallic ink is like really thick and gloopy. So yes, I mix that up with water, and then I'm just splattering some of that on for the nice silverness. And then here I'm taking 3 of the Dovecraft craft sticks and just painting on some deco art, what is it called? Glamour Dust Ultrafine Glitter Paint in the colour Celebration Pink. In hindsight, I probably should have gessoed the craft sticks first because then the paint would have gone on a lot better, but you know, I'm always making mistakes like this. You guys should be used to it by now. But yes, so I'm doing, I think, 2 layers of that. It's quite subtle. I mean, the paint, this glittery paint, is very strong coloured. But I think because I didn't gesso it, it made it slightly more subtle. So maybe it was a good thing after all. I don't know. But as I said, I'm just doing layers and then drying in between layers with my heat tool there. And I'm not fussed about making it perfect. I'm just getting a bit of pretty sparkly colour onto each of the sticks. And those are going to be the handles for the wands I'm going to create with those stars that I cut on my silhouette that you saw at the beginning of the video. And here, hopefully I'm just finishing up doing this on the sticks there. Probably left too much of that footage in, haven't I? Yes, I have. You all are going to have to bear with me over the next couple of weeks while I figure out new software and stuff. Basically, after an entire lifetime of Windows, I've made the transition to Mac, and it's taking a while to get used to things. I mean, there's some things that are just like, oh, this is so much better and this is so much easier. Why didn't I do this before? And then there's other things where you're just like, why? Why do you make life so difficult? Why do you do it in this stupid way? So yeah, it's just taken a while to get used to things. Anyways, talking about the actual layout, I have stuck, I don't know, I wasn't looking at the screen, my bad. I am sticking those sort of wand handles with the sticks down with some glossy accents. And just, I was figuring out exactly where the stars needed to be for each of those 3 separate wands as well. The sticks aren't all perfectly straight, so once I got them in place, I did make a little pencil mark as to where exactly they needed to be. And then once I had stuck them down with the glossy accents, I just kind of thwacked something heavy on that. There's me doing that now. I think I put something heavier as well than the paper pad on top of that as well, just to keep them down and straight while they were drying. So here, while I'm letting all those splatters and stuff dry and all the glossy accents and stuff, I'm going to create the little shaker elements in my stars for my wands. So I'm just tracing around each star with different pattern papers from the paper pad to back the shaker elements. If I'd have cut them on the silhouette, they would have matched more perfectly, but I'm really, really lazy when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, I don't want to keep cutting with different types of pattern paper, so I'm just tracing them and cutting them. And then I made the mistake of like not making a mark as to which bit of the star went to which bit of the star on the backing piece, because later on I had to do some trimming to make sure that any paper wasn't sticking out from behind. But you know, it's fine, we got the job done. To put the acetate on the back of that little star there for the top of the shaker element, all I did was just glue it straight down onto acetate, let it dry for about 30 seconds, and then just cut around the acetate. I just find that so much easier, generally speaking, unless it's a really, really complicated shape, but something like a star, a circle, or a square. It's just, personally find it easier just to stick onto the acetate and then cut around it. It's just, one of those things that probably I'm making life harder for myself, but you get into a habit of doing things a certain way, don't you? Here I am cutting those. I think there was a couple of bits I had to just neaten up with a craft knife as well, because, you know, right in the little nook of the star points, I couldn't quite get the acetate to cut properly, but the job's done for the most part. So the sequins I'm going to put in... Oh, wait, I'm jumping way ahead of myself. I need to put foam behind the star first. Here I'm doing my new favourite trick that I discovered about a couple of months ago, and I was so proud of myself, I'm not going to lie, but I love it. So I just kept some foam. This is Dovecraft Junior A5 sheets of foam. I add double-sided tape, and now I'm putting double-sided tape to the front and back of the foam, and then just using scissors I cut really, really thin strips, and then obviously I take one side of the backing of the double-sided tape off, and then just stick it to the edge of the cut file thing there, just going around the edge. With the star, I didn't... When I'm doing a more round shape, I just, you know, bend the bit of foam around all the shapes. But with the star, with the pointy bits, I couldn't really bend it around there without the foam sticking out from behind, and you don't really want to be seeing that on your layout. And then just carefully peeling off that double-sided tape off the other side, and then I'm going to add my sequins in. I've got the beautiful little sequins that are from this collection, the little iridescent fairies. They are so pretty. They did stick a little bit to that double-sided tape though, so I was just sort of playing around, sort of get off the tape, you pesky little fairies. And then the other sequins I'm adding here, those are just from my stash. I think I got them from eBay. Again, they're just they're white but also shiny iridescent ones. If I can find a link, I will add it, but I bought it around Christmas time, and my eBay history around that time of year is just, there's a lot of things to scroll through. I do all of my shopping online when it comes to Christmas anyways, so adding those backing pieces that I cut a while back onto those, and here I am saying about what I'm, you know, earlier I was saying I didn't line them up properly, so I'm just having to trim off little edgy bits coming out from the backing so it's all neat and stuff, but there we go. So finally going to start really assembling the layout here. This picture here is of my nieces, and it's quite an old picture. It's pretty old because they're both teenagers now, but I can't guess, but they're obviously both in primary school at the time, so it is quite an old one. It's just so cute of them and one of their school pictures, and I thought it would be appropriate with this collection, you know, little girls and fairies and all that sort of thing. I'm going to back my photo with this silver glitter card, which again comes from the collection. I am just gutting that first, however, just because to, you know, keep some of the card for something else. So just popping that on like that. I popped my stars up, by the way, on foam. You probably saw that, but I didn't with the big one in the middle. So the two either side are being propped up ever so slightly, and then the big one I just stuck straight on with some tacky glue. Once I had put the glitter backing on the photo, I backed it again just with another colour from the paper pad, just to have another little element of something there. And then I'm having again to put that on foam because of the sticks in the way. So I just had to sort of figure out where to put my foam squares exactly so they wouldn't, you know, interfere with the sticks and stuff. And they were all in the right place, but that wasn't too much hard work. I also add a little bit of glue extra to those foam pads as well, just because they are the cheap Poundland ones and they're just not very reliable in general. Here I'm just adding a few embellishments from the collection, a couple of stickers from the lovely little sticker book. I thought I'd add some of this lovely glitter ribbon that comes in the ribbon pack just because it's really, really pretty. And I think because I had like a white background and the white stars, I just needed a stronger colour somewhere on the layout just to lift everything up. So I've just added that ribbon there with some red line tape. Had to sort of awkwardly tuck it under those wand sticks, which were stuck down with glossy accents, as I said, so I just had to sort of lift them up a little bit, but it was fine. Here I'm just going to add a little cluster of the paper flowers, or paper blossoms as they're called, just in the corner down here, just layering up a couple of those just for a nice little element down the corner. And I'm also going to use that as the sort of foundation, I suppose you could call it, of my title. And I always just use glue dots for those flowers, nice and easy, and then putting a pearl in the centre of each one of those. Again, those are the pearls from the collection. Here I'm just going to add as well a couple of little phrase stickers. These are the Tim Holtz, the metallic ones. They've probably got a better name than that. I'll link them. My title of Cherish, again, I'm very simple title girl, but that is a Chamel thicker pack, but it is an old one. I mean, I bought it 18 months, 2 years ago, and it was old when I bought it. So anyways, I also added a couple little elements from that thicker pack, just like the little hearts and stars and bits and bobs there. Then all around the stars, I'm going to add these Simply Creative gems. There's the little star ones and the little round ones, just kind of creating this sort of magical cluster of sparkles going around the fairy ones. Oh, just to apologise, by the way, I don't know what happened with this last bit of footage, but like my cutting mat is completely squiff. I usually take a while to like adjust everything with my camera and make sure the cutting mat is straight, like the lines, but obviously I was in a rush or something and totally missed. Anywho, I just added a couple more little phrases at the top of the picture there, finishing off with the little bow, again from the collection, using glossy accents to stick that to the wooden wand stick thing, and that, I believe, is it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Links, as always, will be down in the description box, or as many links as I could possibly provide. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and chat to me in the comments. I would really appreciate that. And thank you all so much for bearing with me while I have all of the technological problems and whatnot. Anyways, I'm going. Thank you so much again. Bye bye.